Gotta pinch my cheeks a little. I don't want to go, I don't want to go do my makeup for this video. I'm struggling right now. So, what do I even want the point of this video to be? I don't know where to go with this video. Alright, happy today. Today for me is Friday. Hopefully I can upload this video today. So I have some bad news, and you know, I was not like, I was kind of doing okay, but just maybe an hour ago I got some additional news, sort of, and so I'm feeling a little down right now. I'm down. I'm more down than I was when I woke up this morning. So let's get to the news. Come on, Megan, spill it. What's going on? All right, so Wednesday morning. Let me back up. Tuesday, a woman at my work emailed me and said that there were going to be layoffs the next day, and she was pretty sure she was going to be one of them. And I was like, what? And I said, do you think I'm going to be one of them? You know, like, honestly, tell me. And she said that the layoffs were happening in our Austin office, which I'm not in Austin. I'm out of the Arizona office. So, you know, I was kind of shocked to think that she would be one of them to be laid off, because she was a really good employee. And she was a really good person to work with. So, we got some other bad news, I think Tuesday, or maybe it was Monday, just in the family in general. And so I, went out and told my parents. I'm in Oregon right now. I'm on this like extended vacation working remotely from up here. And I went out and told my parents and said, there's going to be layoffs at my work tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be me. And, how much bad news can one family take in 2 days? So that next morning, I woke up and from my bed, I always look at my phone and I'll, check my emails and I'll look at the chat and see what's going on. And I looked at chat, and everybody that I work with, their status was away. And I was like, oh man, what is going on in Austin? And then about 20 minutes later, I get a call from my boss's boss, and I knew he never calls me. Nobody ever calls me, not on my direct number. And I got laid off. This is the second time in like 2.5 years. 2.5 years ago, I got laid off somewhere else, and then that's when I got this job. And honestly, I've really enjoyed working at this place. All the management that I've worked with and all the other employees that I've worked with, they've all just been so nice and so good to work with, especially compared to my previous job. And this is a job that pays my bills. So, I'm going into the addiction counseling field, but that can't pay my bills right now. So I have a full-time job in like software development. So, HR was also on the call, and they told me that my healthcare was going to go to the end of this month. And I was like, cool, the end of this month is in like 4 days, right? And if any of you guys watch the news, which hopefully you do, you know that healthcare is a huge deal right now. So, I was freaking out a little bit. And she, was telling me, you'll get the severance package in an email soon. And I was just I was very shocked and stunned, because I've never gotten a poor review there. I've always gotten positive feedback. Like I said, it's just been a really good place to work. So I was really surprised that I was on that list to be let go. So anyways, they send me my severance package a little bit later, and they're just doing a gross amount payout. So it's not like I'll have continual income paychecks being, directly deposited. It's just a lump sum of money. And it really wasn't that much. On top of that, I had 4 weeks, or more like 3.5 weeks of unused vacation time. And I never, very rarely took vacations at this job because I always put the business first. Never do that. Put yourself first. So my company does not pay out unused vacation time. So that's 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks of income that I just lose. And so after back and forth, negotiating my severance package, I got my health care insurance pushed out to the end of October, but they refuse to do anything about my PTO, and they won't increase my severance payout. So I just got the news an hour ago that they're not going to even consider upping my payout on my severance package. So they're essentially stealing money from me because I earned my vacation time. And yes, our employee handbook says that they won't pay that out. But, they should at least make up for it in the severance package. And they don't. They're being very unethical. And things are very, very stressful in this house right now. Because like I said, we have other things going on that are just as stressful, which I'm not going to talk about. But so when I told my parents, I got the email, we're sitting at the beach, and I said, well, they're not going to do anything more for me. And it just totally was just a total buzzkill for the whole, for both my parents. I'm trying really, really hard to be at peace with this and turn to God and trust that He has a path for me that is good and that He's going to take me there. It's really hard, though. It's really, really hard. The night that I got laid off, my parents are drinking a beer, and my mom apologizes to me for drinking a beer. I'm like, you don't have to apologize for drinking a beer. And because I'm sort of at a point in my recovery where, people can drink around me and it's not like it really bothers me. Unless it's like a party and people are drinking, then it's just, it can get too much. But if it's like my family or a get together or something, I'm typically okay. And so I said to my mom, like, it's okay, you don't have to apologize. I was like, actually, I'd be doing that right now if I could. She's like, I know, that's why I'm sorry. And so a little bit later, I was on my own, and I'm thinking, what can I do to, calm myself down? What can I do to sort of forget my problems? Obviously, I'm like, oh man, I'd love to have a drink. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. Maybe I can take like an anxiety pill or something. So no, because I abused anxiety pills, so I don't take anxiety pills. And, all this stuff is going through my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really risking my sobriety. And I'm thinking things that I have not thought in several years. And so I sort of took a step back from where I was at in that moment, and I said to myself, Megan, like, this is not what you normally do. You normally don't think this way at all. I'm not perfect. I do have thoughts like that. Don't get me wrong. But they're not often. And so I just found a quiet place and I prayed, and, I just said, Megan, that's what you need to do, is you need to turn to God. And you can't be sitting there trying to think of other things you can do, like you can't have a drink. Well, maybe I could take an anxiety pill. Like, that's not how you resolve your issues, Megan, and you know that. So, the way I find peace is in prayer and turning to God. And it was a good reminder that little moment in time where I had all these thoughts, that I need to keep going in a healthy direction. And if I let my thoughts get too much, then I can definitely see myself doing something unhealthy, and I would die if I relapsed at this point in my sobriety. So anyways, I'm sort of feeling that way again right now, and it's hard. Like I said, I was sort of at peace with everything yesterday, and I know that my faith has a big part to do with that. But this moment in time right now, I'm angry and hurt that I spoke so highly of this company. I recommended people to go and get jobs there, and now they've screwed me over. And let me tell you, the last place that I worked at 2.5 years ago, they screwed me bad. That was a bad company, and it was just every day was so unpleasant and so terrible working there. But when they laid me off, they treated me fairly decently, you know, like I got a good severance package. Now, granted, I was there for 6.5 years, and this place I was only there for 2.5, but still, you know, it just goes to show that you always have to put yourself first, and relying on a company for your future is so risky, because businesses, companies, they don't care about you. That's, you know, the reality of how we live right now. And it's really sad. I feel like sometimes things are that much more difficult for me because I'm also trying to keep up with my battle of sobriety. So people say, I think I've said this in a previous video, but people say God doesn't give you what you can't handle. And in a way, I think he does give you what you can't handle, because he wants you to turn to him. And I'm really trying to do that right now. I just want to ask for support. Support in finding employment, obviously. And support in staying healthy. And anyone else who is going through or has been through situations like this, not necessarily that you're unemployed, but some sort of life-changing event or major stress in your life that you're going through while trying to stay sober and healthy. You know, I think it's a time where we need to come together and support one another, because in the past, how we've dealt with these kinds of things is our substance. And that's not an option. It's not an option for me. It's not an option for you. It's not an option. So how do we move forward? And in my 6-year sobriety video, I said support is the number one thing that you need, and that's what I need right now. I don't have any grand advice. I don't have any magic wand. I don't know how to fix this. I just know that I have to stay faithful, and I have to keep talking to God, and I have to trust and be patient. All those things, they're really, really hard to do. Yeah, I think I'll just end this video at that, because like I said, I don't have an answer. I just needed to put this out there and, you know, hope that the best happens soon, and that I don't let my anger get the better of me, and that I don't fester, and I can still enjoy my time up here. I wish everyone good luck and a happy weekend and better day than mine. Bye. This hair right here is not curled. It's driving me nuts. Gotta edit that out. Not the hair. Not that good.